Welcome back to our channel. Today's topic is from procrastination to action. How to start right now. Please watch video till end. Procrastination. It's a word that evokes frustration, guilt, and even shame. A state of being frozen, caught between the overwhelming weight of starting and the magnetic pull of distractions. For many, it's a daily struggle. But what if I told you that breaking free from procrastination is simpler than you think? That within you lies the power to move from hesitation to action right now. 1. The psychology of procrastination. Procrastination is not just laziness, it's a complex psychological process. It's a form of self-regulation failure where short-term mood repair takes precedence over long-term goals. Essentially, we avoid tasks not because we don't want to do them, but because they trigger negative emotions, fear, anxiety, self-doubt. Science tells us that procrastination is deeply tied to our brain's reward system. When we put off a task, the act of avoidance actually gives us temporary relief, a dopamine hit. This reinforces the cycle. The longer we delay, the harder it becomes to begin. But procrastination isn't just about comfort, it's about perfectionism too. We delay because we fear failure. We fear that the outcome won't be good enough, and so we don't start at all. 2. The cost of waiting. Procrastination isn't just a harmless habit, it has real consequences: missed deadlines, wasted opportunities, and perhaps the greatest cost of all, the toll it takes on your mental health. Studies show that chronic procrastination is linked to stress, anxiety, and even depression. The irony? The more we delay, the more stressed we feel about the task we are avoiding, and yet we still don't act. But procrastination isn't a life sentence. It's a habit, a learned behavior, and like any habit, it can be unlearned. The first step, understanding why you're stuck. 3. Why we procrastinate. Procrastination has many faces. Some people delay because they're overwhelmed by the size of the task, others because they're distracted by more pleasurable activities. And for some, it's about a lack of clarity, they simply don't know where to begin. Procrastination thrives in environments where there's no structure. When tasks feel vague or ambiguous, our brains struggle to prioritize. It's easier to avoid than to take action. That's why breaking tasks into smaller, concrete steps is so powerful. It gives your brain a clear roadmap. 4. How to take action right now. Starting is the hardest part, but the secret. You don't need to be motivated to begin. You just need to take one small step. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates motivation. It's a cycle, but it starts with you. Psychologists call this the 2-minute rule. If a task feels too big, break it down until it can be started in 2 minutes or less. Write the first sentence. Open the document. Lace up your shoes. Once you start, your brain naturally wants to continue. Step 2. Eliminate distractions. Identify what pulls you away: social media, clutter, noise, and remove it. Create an environment that supports focus, not avoidance. Step 3. Use deadlines wisely. Self-imposed deadlines are powerful, but only if they're realistic. Pair them with accountability. Tell someone your plan or set up a reward for completing the task. 5. Stories of transformation. A young professional told us his strategy of overcoming procrastination. I used to wait until the last minute for everything: work, fitness, even personal goals. What changed for me was realizing how much time I was wasting. Now, I schedule my tasks and use timers to stay focused. It's not perfect, but I've made huge progress. This is what helped a college student. For me, it was about starting small. I was so overwhelmed by my thesis that I didn't touch it for weeks. But when I broke it into tiny steps, I realized, hey, I can do this. Now, I've submitted it and feel so relieved. These stories remind us that action isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Each small victory builds confidence, turning procrastinators into achievers. 6. The science of momentum. Momentum is a powerful force. When you take even the smallest action, you activate your brain's reward system. Dopamine is released, creating a sense of accomplishment. This motivates you to keep going. Think of it like this: the hardest part of pushing a car is the initial shove. Once it's moving, it takes less effort to keep it going. The same applies to your tasks. Starting is the hardest part, but once you begin, it gets easier. 7. Overcoming fear and perfectionism. Perfectionism is one of procrastination's closest allies. The fear of not doing something perfectly can paralyze us, but here's the truth: perfection doesn't exist. My first draft was terrible, but I realized if I didn't start, there would never be a finished product. Progress over perfection, that's what matters. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. Done is better than perfect. Remember, the best ideas never see the light of day if they're trapped in fear. Procrastination may feel like an unbreakable habit, but it's not. It's a choice, and every moment is a chance to choose differently. The secret to starting isn't motivation, it's action. One small step, one decision. That's all it takes to change everything. The journey from procrastination to action isn't easy, but it's worth it. Your dreams, your goals, your potential, they're waiting. The time to begin is now. Tell us in comments, what is your strategy of overcoming procrastination? If you like the video, hit the like button and share this video with friends and family members. Please subscribe to our channel and watch other videos from our channel.